Let's then turn to our next big story. The Supreme Court has granted interim bail to former Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Jayalalithaa, who has been prisoner number 7402 in Bangalore Central Jail for the last 3 weeks. The bail comes with riders. It failed to dampen the spirit, though, of AIADMK cadres who took to the streets of what they believe was Amma's victory. Here's a report from Chennai.
Early Diwali bonus also. Like at 43rd and AIADMK, this is also celebration that are going on.
The real Diwali today, are you believe or not?
Diwali comes a few days early for Jayalalithaa supporters. Maniacal celebrations outside Post Garden. After 20 days in jail, the Supreme Court finally granting bail to the AIADMK chief, suspending Jaya's sentence until the appeal against the trial court verdict is decided.
Celebrations begin at the former chief of the state, J. Jayalalithaa, the residence here at Poise Garden. People have been dancing to the famous songs of the SIR actress turned politician J. Jayalalithaa. And today it coincides with the 43rd founding day of the AIADMK party, and that is one more reason for them to celebrate here. There are people who have been distributing sweets, bursting crackers, and this they term it as the victory for the AIADMK party and for J. Jayalalithaa.
The AIADMK Foundation Day, the first in Jaya's absence that started on a gloomy note, soon turned into celebrations. Along with the AIADMK chief, 3 other convicts, Sasikala and Ilavarasi, also granted bail. The condition being that the 4 convicts not to delay the trial and ensure that the papers for the appeal to be kept ready in 2 months.
Bail has been granted.
The issue on which the bail was considered today by the Supreme Court was the fact that the Karnataka High Court has not yet decided on whether the judgment should be, the sentence should be suspended or not. On that basis, they said that the appeal which is pending before the Karnataka High Court must be heard expeditiously. They laid down the timeline that by December 18th, before the Supreme Court, all the paper books necessary for an appeal by Ms. Jayalalithaa and her associates, running into over 35,000 pages, will be filed. Not 1 day extension will be given. If they do not complete this process by December 18th, then the bail will be cancelled.
Jayalalithaa has promised the court that she will be confined to her Chennai home for the next 2 to 3 months. The 66-year-old has sought bail on account of her age and health. Jayalalitha's counsel has assured the court that she won't take any adjournment in the Karnataka High Court and will file a paper book of her appeal in the next 2 months. Jayalalithaa will now have to advise her partymen not to attack the judiciary and maintain law and order. Her conviction saw a series of protests in Tamil Nadu. With camera person Daniel Srisha Reddy in Chennai for Headlines Today.
Okay, let me go to T.M. Veeraraghav, the deputy editor of The Hindu in Bangalore, who's tracked Jayalalithaa for years, to get a sense of what this means for Jayalalithaa. Veeraraghav, is this to be seen as an attempt now by Jayalalithaa to somehow or the other recapture lost ground? Because it is only interim bail and she still cannot become Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. How do you see this playing out in the next few months?
I don't think it matters who is the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. I think in popular perception, as far as her party is concerned, as far as the administration is concerned, and it's in the nature of the AIADMK not to challenge her authority. So she is somewhat, I would say, at the risk of it, considering that you've been reporting on the Maharashtra elections, somewhat of a parallel to Bal Thackeray in terms of the kind of hold she has over the party. So no one's going to question her authority. So she remains the Chief Minister in spirit. though not in letter. Now, having said that, legally, this is going to be an intricate political battle ahead. Remember that the Supreme Court has now granted interim bail. The matter will now be heard by Judge Dakuna here in Bangalore, who will have to set a surety amount. We'll have to see how that plays out tomorrow. Having said that, her best hope was to get bail, go back there, and I don't think there's any question of political ground having been lost in this case. Going ahead, the future for her would determine on how she improvises on her new political reality and the situation ahead.
But do you sense at any stage that Jayalalithaa, if it is an extended prison term, as I said, it's only interim bail at the moment, do you believe that can in any way undermine her authority, or you believe, as you've been saying, that in spirit she will always remain the Chief Minister and the Supremo of the AIADMK, irrespective of what happens in the court in the next couple of months?
Two things, Rajdeep. One thing, after today's verdict, I think, after today's order from the Supreme Court, I think it becomes redundant to look at a long-term jail term. I believe that she's gotten her bail, and we'll have to see how this battle plays out in the Karnataka High Court. Having said that, yes, if she had to have a prolonged stay in jail, it would have affected things. One doesn't know how things would have shaped up in Tamil Nadu. But now the real key, Rajdeep, is to see how she controls the government, how, as a remote control chief minister, if you may, at the moment runs the government, and whether her administration refrains from any politicking over the issue and focuses purely on administration, because that's the yardstick on which she is going to be judged. Remember, this is a 96 case. The corruption issue from this case itself was an issue on which people voted her out in 96, and then they voted her back in 2001.
Okay, so Jayalalithaa is, by all accounts, on her way to Chennai. Come tomorrow morning, she will still continue to, in a sense, remote control the government from Poise Garden. Veera Raghav, appreciate your joining us here on News Today at 9.